Okay, it's working. Hello and welcome to the 52nd episode of the But I'm Knitting podcast. My name is Ramona. I'm a knitter from Toronto, and welcome to my corner of the crafting world. So I took another week off. I think it's going to be probably every other week for the next little while that I'm going to be doing this. I make no guarantees. It could end up being 3 weeks. It could end up being 4. But we'll see what happens. So for this week, I have works in progress, obviously. I have no new cast-ons. I have a finished product. And I have some stash acquisitions. So I do have a few plans for a couple of projects I'm going to be doing, but they required something that I did not have. So they'll probably be started by the time I do my next episode. So I guess I'll start with my finished object. Last week I had finished the Find Your Fade shawl. So I put my energies into finishing up another project, and the next thing that was on my needles was these socks. I finished the second one. I have not woven in any ends because I never weave in my ends at the rate that I go. So the yarn is from Colorworks. It was a stash that was given to me by a friend. So it's a vanilla sock, cast on 64 stitches on a size 2.0 millimeter / 0 US, double pointed needles. I think I used my carbons for this. Yeah, so this one is the Colorworks. I don't remember the colorway name for it. I don't even know if it had one. This one was a teal yarn that I had dyed myself. It was a 64 stitch count, 2x2 ribbing, fish lips kiss heel, regular rounded toe. Pretty basic for all of my socks. So that's done. Real happy with that. So that's the only finished object that I have. So I will check that over to the side. So after I finished that, I have to work on something else. So I cast on the second foot of a pair of socks I was working on. You've seen it before. The first sock was already finished. It's these are the Tiberius socks by Cookie A. It was from her sock club in 2013, I think. Was that the year that I was a part of it? Yeah, it was from that year. So actually, let's just put it on a blocker to show it off. Hold on. Okay, so here's the finished sock on a blocker. The yarn that I'm using is the same teal colored yarn I used for the heel cuffs and toes, and another self-dyed one. This one was my first dye with avocado. I only had 60 grams of it. Might have been enough for a pair of socks, but I decided I'm going to use it for heel cuffs and toes for many projects. So it's an interesting not an interesting construction, but it's an interesting stitch pattern. I've done these ones before. I have them in a bright yellow somewhere. Or did my cousin have those ones? I can't remember. Either way. So I decided I just wanted something more complicated. So I picked something with cables, and I think it's some kind of a knot stitch. I don't know what it's called. But so I finished this first sock, and I am halfway through the foot of the second sock. I don't remember if I showed it last week or not. I have no idea. So I gave it a fish lips kiss heel. I skipped over the heel flap, which is what's written in the instructions. I'm still using the recommended needle size of a 1.5. And I think I probably mentioned it when I did these ones. My issue with these socks is that maybe the yarn is that little bit too thin, so these feel very loose. So I think next time I do them with this yarn, I'll probably go down at least one needle size and do it as a US 1, which I think is a 2.25 millimeter. So I think that's what I would do if I ever did these ones again, or for her sock patterns with the Cookie A ones. I probably will go down to a 1. And yeah, I think I'm almost figured out, like, if I'm doing patterns, what needle size works best for me depending on the yarn. For vanilla, size 0 works perfectly fine for me. For these kind of Cookie A's with like the cables and that kind of stuff, I'd probably stick with a 1. For this kind of yarn, if it's color work, I'll probably jump up to a 1.5, maybe a 2, depending on the type of yarn, of course. So that's my work in progress project. That's my work in progress. Let's see. Everything else I have is plans for new projects. I finally decided I wanted to cast on another shawl. I was getting ready to do it, and then I realized it's the Half Moon Oracle. I've been talking about that since like January, if not before that. There's only one problem. It requires a 6 US needle, and the only ones I own are like hat size, which makes them way too small. Unless they're currently on projects that I have no idea which ones they're on, and that means I'd have to go dig through, finish up a project, or pull them off a project. I don't know, so I'm just gonna buy another one. But I have decided on my final three I finally decided on my three colors. I was debating between. The problem was with this one because I've got two shades of color. One is Sabrina, one is Elsa. I think they're weird different. I think that they are weird different skins from Wilmies. I can never tell which one is which. One's a little bit more green, one's a little bit more blue. But I had a hard time figuring out which one was which. So I finally decided. I pulled out this one. This is going to be my color A. I think I haven't gone through the instructions like completely to know where to put color A and color B and color C. So these are my other two colors. This one is from Ravelry. Is it? I can't remember. Yes, this is from Ravelry. Pandora, I think. Unless it's Boombox. No, this is Pandora. Let me just check something quickly. Okay, so after going through my stash, I finally figured out, yes, this is Ravelry in the colorway Pandora. I think it's on her footsie base. I had to go back and double check because I have a hedgehog fibers that looks almost exactly the same. Found another pair of socks I need to finish. This is Business Casual by Tannis Fiber Arts. Yeah. And colorway for this one is Boombox. So, one of these days I'll get around to finishing that as well. Let's put that back into the bag with other unfinished objects. I gotta do something about this. I don't even know what We'll put this down. So, I know what that is now. Alright. Wilmies, twin, in either Sabrina or Elsa. Ravelry, footsie base. It is Pandora. I use this for a pair of socks that I did last year. This one, Nitpicks Stroll in the colorway Majestic. It's a lot more purpley. It looks very blue to me on screen when I'm looking at it right now. But so this will be my third color. It's a solid purple. So these are going to be the colors for my Half Moon Oracle. Luckily, I only need 50 grams of each color. Perfect. That's exactly what I got. So let's put these in the bag. I'll be making a stop on my way to the final Knitting Guild meeting for this season. I'm going to be stopping at some yarn shop. I'm hoping to pick up Hiya Sharps. I can't think of off the top of my head as to which ones locally to me sell it. Because I think I've always bought them online. So I'm not sure. I have 3 options that I could go to. I don't know which one I'm going to go to. If I can't find those ones, I'll probably either buy I don't know if it's Likey, Lykke. There's that one, or I'll buy the Knitter's Pride one. Either one is fine. So that takes care of that project, my Half Moon Oracle. So hopefully next week there will be some kind of project. So if you haven't seen it, this is what it looks like. Got black and white. My next project that I decided I'm going to work on, hold on, is another shawl. I don't know if I showed this one to you yet, but I did buy this pattern I think last year. It's called Spark of Gray by Melanie Lind. Melanie Lind? Sorry, correction, Melanie Berg. Sorry, Melanie Berg. So I really like the look of that one. It's a 2-color shawl. Now the problem is deciding exactly which 2 colors I'm going to do it with. I know for sure this will be one of the colors. This is a purple that I dyed up. I really love this one. It's like the most perfect solid I've ever done in my life. So that will definitely be one of them. The question is what's going to go with it. I have 2 options. One of them I took it out of just forget it. This one is a Bug's Life. I dyed that one myself. It's a speckle, multicolored, dip dye type of thing. Just playing around in the pot. Not recently though, but yeah. So you can see there's like electric green, there's a bit of a yellowish green, there's black. What other colors are in this thing? Yeah. It's basically green, yellow, and black with some white in it. Alright? So I could either do these 2 together, which I think would look very nice, or I can do this one. This was another play around in the pot. I think this was a Kool-Aid one. There's some Kool-Aid in it. This may have been my first attempt at trying to do brown from the pink. I can't remember. It's between this one and another one. They look almost the same. But yeah, I'm pretty certain this is my first attempt at trying to get brown when I did not have brown. So this is what it is. It's got pinks. It's got browns. It looks almost like my antique rose colorway that I used in my which shawl was it? It was my doodle shawl. It's almost like that color, but not quite. This one has a lot more varying colors in it than that one does. So it could be these two together. I think they could look nice together as well. Or it would be these two together. Okay, so those are the options. This is definitely going to be, if you look at the picture, the solid part at the bottom, I'm not sure if that's A or B. That's definitely going to be this color. Oh, see, that's the closest that I've seen for this thing yet. So, yeah, so it's either these two. That looks so much more accurate. Now I know how to get these things to pop up properly. Or it could end up being these two. So I'm debating. I'm sure I'll make a decision by the end of this week. So actually, while I'm here and while I'm paying attention, let me just double check on the needle size I need for this one. US 4. Oh, I don't need to buy needles for this. I definitely have US 4s. I've got at least 2 of them available because I finished shawls. So that is it for my works in progress, my finished objects, and my plan to cast on objects. So continuation on next thing. A bit of a stash enhancement. So, what was it? Last night after my knitting circle, we decided for some strange and absurd reason that we should stop at Walmart. Mostly because, you know, sometimes the ladies need to do a bit of grocery shopping and that kind of stuff, and this was on the way to drop somebody off. So while I was there, I was looking in, after like going and picking up some other stuff, I walked into the aisle where they had yarn, because that's where like half of the group disappeared to. And I found out that they had some yarn on sale for a really good price, so I picked it up. I got 2 Bernat Pops from Walmart. These 2 colorways were $3 each. Hold on, get this right. Yep, $3 each. I have not decided what I'm going to make out of them. I have no idea what I'm going to make out of it. It's 100% acrylic. So this one is Gold Rush River. It's got, you can see like an orangey gold color. I think that's a gray, blue, and it just repeats like that. This one here is called, it would help if I actually learned these things in advance, Planetary. So this one's got gray, it's got blue, it's got gray, it's got white, it's got a blue, like a grayish blue, like a dark blue, a bright green, and it goes back to gray again. So I am actually looking forward to doing it. Sorry, this is not blue, this is purple apparently. My eyesight is not the greatest. So I haven't decided what I'm going to do with them. I was thinking of just doing like actually like a shawl like what they have on there. I didn't look to see if it was knit or crocheted. Oh, let me check for that actually. But I'll probably omit the tassels. It's crocheted. I'm probably just going to wing it and see what happens with that. So that is all for my stash enhancement. I have not picked up anything else. That's quite okay with me. I found out via email today that at the Knitters Guild meeting, Red Sock, Blue Sock will be vending. I've always wanted to get one of their skeins. I've never managed to do it yet. So I will probably, I may have a more stash enhancement next time. I'm not sure yet, but that is my plan once I saw that, because I want to. I really want to so badly. So that's pretty much it. That is everything. I have not bought any patterns. I have not, other than the $3 yarn, I have not bought any more yarn or anything like that. So that's it for like the knitting, crafty type side in regards to, you know, making something with my hands. So I guess personal stuff now, 14 minutes in. So what's happened to me in the past couple weeks? I pretty certain I mentioned my cousin's wedding. I went to it. It was actually a lot of fun. I enjoyed it immensely. My mom made the wedding cake. I don't know if I'm going to be able to have a picture to put up in it. If not, I may show it off at another point. So my mom made the wedding cake. She also did the cake that, I don't know how it works in other cultures, but definitely in Caribbean and probably some other ones. There's always a piece of fruitcake, like Jamaican style fruitcake, so usually a lot of rum, that gets cut up and put into like a box or wrapped in doilies, and it's given to every guest. So my cousin had picked out one that folds up into a box. I don't have any of them here with me because I don't eat fruitcake. I gave it to my aunt. So with this one now, I had to, once it was all done, it was wrapped up, I had to put it into the box. It's one of those ones that kind of squishes down. It was actually kind of cool, the way the box worked. And then I had to decorate the box. It's a very simple box, but my cousin got stickers that she wanted put on it, and ribbon, and then it was up to me to make it look festive. So I did that, spent many hours doing that on Friday. And on Friday, we went to the wedding. We did pictures. We hustled back home to actually go and pick up the wedding cake and bring to the venue because we couldn't get into the venue any earlier than 4 o'clock. So we then went, we set up everything. We sat down, we enjoyed the food, we enjoyed the dinner. We had so much fun. And by about 10 o'clock, we were ready to go home. To me, that seems like a decent day. Some of my other family members didn't show up till real late and were kind of surprised when the MC was just like, okay, we're finished, everybody go home now. But it was a nice time. It was great. So that is pretty much it. Trying to think. No, that is everything for today. Ooh, no, another thing on the gaming side for me. Two things. One, yeah, Pokemon, that's my game of choice. I still play Pokemon Go. I've been doing spectacularly at it, or at least to me. But there's going to be a new game coming out next year. The one that I'm interested in, which is the main series game. There's no other information other than the fact it's 8th generation, and it will probably require a Switch. I don't own one of those things. We'll see how well that works. That's it for that game. The other game that I'm excited about is The Sims. I've been playing The Sims for as long as not for as long as I can remember, just before The Sims 2 came out. So I played Sims 1, I played Sims 2, I tried Sims 3, did not like it, got Sims 4. So now they're finally coming out with an expansion pack for the game. I'm excited about it, but I'm probably going to have to wait like another week or so before I get it. It's seasoned, so now they can frolic in the snow, they can play in leaves, they can, die of a heat stroke, and they can get torrential downpour on them in the middle of spring. I'm excited. So I think with that, and based on the other stuff that I already have in my game, it's finally going to be at the point where what I do in Sims 2, I can do it in Sims 4, and I'll be happy. Because as of right now, Sims 2 is still my favorite gameplay. I like the look of Sims 4, though, but Sims 3, I try to pretend that doesn't exist. It's just not my thing. So, yeah, I'm excited for that, so we'll see how that works. The only problem with simming is that it takes away from knitting time, so I haven't really simmed that much. Yeah, we'll see. Alright, so that's everything. See you again next time, and thank you for spending your crafting time with me. Bye!